I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Yes, let me get this microphone as we get ready to go. Good morning. How are you doing? Hope you're hearing me loud and clear and loud. Yes, indeed. We are blessed indeed. I am Manningsman, and this is I Am Sure Sports. Welcome to the platform, one and all. Hope you're having a wonderful day. It is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. We're very grateful for life because it is in the Most High God that we live, move, and we have our beings. You know, gratefulness is what we express every day because we know that life comes with many challenges and difficulties, and it's not always easy for everyone out there, but we continue to fight, we continue to persevere, we continue to believe, and we continue to hope, right? And while we have struggles, and you know, many times things don't go the way we want them to, we know that God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. All right, so blessings to every single one of you. We're gonna have a good show today. We have been having some very good ones. We haven't been having a whole lot of shows, but we have been having some very good shows you know, we have been able to do a lot of work in preparing content and all of that, and therefore I'm hoping that you will be involved and engaged in this one today, because it promises to be a blessing to you. All right, so let's go. We are going to get into some of our topics at the 30-minute mark. Remember, you can call in and give your thoughts, give your feedback, make a comment. All right, whatever it is. All right, it won't be long. As you know, Arsenal plays in the Champions League at 2 today. So this is going to be like an hour and 15 minutes. So at the 30-minute mark, please feel free to call in on our line and give your thoughts and your feedback, right? We are going to ask some questions in the different topics that we have here outlined, and I'm going to share information that I think could be beneficial to all of us. All right, so let's begin with the first statement on our description, which is JPL improving, or is the JPL? Oh, sorry. Oh, how could I forget to do this? My apologies. Coris Carniff, 1-1. Good to see you. Bless up every time. Ellen Win, bless up yourself. Heal to you. Duklan, blessings to you as well. Jason, blessings every time. In a 007 Bond, James Bond, bless up yourself as usual. To all of you who are also watching and you may not have made a comment, we appreciate that. I ask you to do just a couple of things for me, please and thanks. All right. Please ensure that you like the video. Yes, go ahead and do that right now. Like the video. Thank you. Make sure if you're watching, you share the video. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, make sure that you subscribe to I Am Sure Sports. If you do those three things, I will be more than happy. I am very, very grateful for your love and your support. So go ahead and do that right now for me. All right. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Really, really would appreciate that one and all. All right. Have you done so? If you have done so, bless up yourself. You understand me? I am not giving. Oh, geez. All right. So let me just take this comment. I think it would be better, my friend, Canon Side Records, that if you realize how infrequent my videos are, but my last video that I did, we had a big discussion on schoolboy football. So I don't know. The last video was centered around schoolboy football, you know, so I don't know. We're talking about the incident out by Dintil. So I don't know where that is coming from. Come on, man. We discuss schoolboy football, but we have other people who don't watch schoolboy football and they want updates and other things. So we have to make sure that we cover all things. But we're going to do a little bit of that. There is some things principals need to do more. That is about schoolboy football. Big up Jason. So far, records up and running. Blessings, my brother. All right. So is JPL improving? I believe that, and I think 1-1. Let me just put up 1-1 comments. He says, I don't know. I think enough teams are trying to play football now. It's not pure long ball. I think things could be done tactically for the football to be played better, and the overall standard of players is low. All right, big up. This is a big comment. All right. I believe that the competitive nature of the league has gotten better. The sequences of play in the league across the teams is better. I see more teams, exactly what you have said, 1-1, trying to play the ball, pass it around, build from the back. All right. I am seeing less aggressive and dirty play in the league. There was a time that the tackles that used to be in the league made you wonder. Of course, I will be honest with you. I used to love them when people used to bust people lace. But I will say, in terms of that, I believe it has improved. I believe the quality of the surfaces have improved as well. They haven't played at all the home grounds yet, but the surfaces that they have been using, I think they are in higher standards or better standards. All right. When you look at like the promoted teams, for example, I think Chapelton Maroons look like they belong in the league. Racing, a young team. The racing team is pretty young, you know. They're probably around the same age group as Cavaliers, are a little bit older. All right. So I think where that is concerned, I think the fact that the coaching requirements are in place, I must say as well, the jerseys, I can't say I've seen an ugly jersey in the league. Like I think all the jerseys are of good quality and good standard. Like you want to buy the jerseys, right? Yeah. So that too, I think, has improved. I think overall the officiating is better, but I still continue to see the kind of decisions that will make players upset. I am telling you, some of the decisions, like I saw a penalty that Harborview won, and it was problematic. It never looked like a penalty, but it does say that officials can get things wrong, right? Officials can get things wrong, and that probably, is what happened in that game. But sometimes I think the officiating could be a whole lot better than it is. All right. So I really believe that overall the quality of the league is better. And I think the age group, we find that there's a lot more younger, like a new generation, a new crop of young players coming in. There are some coaches that are not, the old coaches of the past that are still in the system. You see new coaches emerging. The Mullins coach is a new coach. The Harborview coach is a new coach. The new Dumbleholden, meaning new to the league, is like they haven't been in the league for years. And I think that is part of the improvement as well. Where the league is concerned, that like I said, you have, right? You have that happening. All right. Players coming, coaches coming up, players coming up in the league. All right. So kudos to the organizers, kudos to the teams and their management team. There was a time as well when I watched the league and you go to the venues, you would see the physical trainer, he's the physiotherapist. So when somebody was injured, you would see, like, just the physical trainer run out. No, you see actual doctors and actual physios working with the team. You see teams having their physical trainers. The warm-ups are different. So overall, I think it's a lot of improvement. Kudos to it. There's a mighty long way to go. All right. Mighty long way to go. We're not yet at, and maybe we'll never get to the EPL standards and the La Liga standards, because we don't have the quality of player, quality of surfaces, or quality of coaches. However, I think we can hold high standards, at least in the Caribbean, at least in CONCACAF. We can have a league with the resources that we have that is elevated up in the top 5, top 6 leagues in CONCACAF. I think that is a reasonable expectation if we put in the hard work. And of course, that includes the private sector and the public sector, as well as engaging the football community in it. And that will mean that more players being sold. We have also seen bigger transfer fees, which I think helps teams in terms of their budgets, which I think means that players are being paid. We see the movement of players. There was a time where we believe, like, country players, quote unquote, stay in the country, town players stay in town. We see players just moving. There's a lot of freedom and liberty. We see players in Montego Bay coming to Kingston, all over. And so that is good to see. So again, I have been impressed with some of the players that I've seen so far in the league. I see some very good young talent. To be fair, I know people talking about future national. I don't see anybody right now that I think is when I say future, let me say it this way. If somebody says to me, this person is a future national, wait a distant future or immediate future, and what is the age of that person playing in the league? And maybe I need to spend some more time watching them, but I see a lot of good play, but I have not seen enough of the league to say, oh my God, this player is deserving of this, all that, right? Yeah. So we see other Caribbean nationals coming to play in the league as well. We see several players from Trinidad, from St. Lucia. We see a player from Canada, a couple of players who had their youth development in Canada in the league at Portmore United as well. We see a Cameroonian, we have a Panamanian, and so that is good. We have Haitians, right? So love what I'm seeing. Yeah. All right. Big up CC. I see you saying that you give him 2 years to move from this level. Well, let's see. I have learned that when you see these players, you give them time, because I want to see the player's attitude first. All right. I want to see the player's attitude, because sometimes talent is not enough. It is his attitude. I want to see his attitude. For example, there's a number 10 that plays for Racing. The first game that they played, he was at the second game, TV game, he was a standout. Everybody was talking about him. This game that they played, he never showed a whole lot. It's a different game, right? So I want to see the players more before I make certain judgment. I see a team like Cavaliers, for example, who they have been known for playing long ball. If there was a long ball or long pass, whatever you want to call a team in the league, it would have been Cavaliers. And I've seen where Cavaliers have been playing the ball around more so. So yeah, so it is good. So big up to the teams. But I want to tell you this now. So I look at Arnett Gardens, for example, and let me say Arnett Gardens, because they even have the club championship game coming up. So let me just touch on that game, because I see some people saying that Kimani Arbon, player that I like his play, but I mark him down for his decision making in the final third. So he has good speed and he will get past the players, but his decision making is very poor. And I saw how he struggled in the Caribbean Club Championship for Arnett Gardens. Now, he scored I think he should have been given as an own goal. Both goals in that game are own goals against Racing and Arnett. Because he dismissed the right back of Racing, people said it was what a goal. It's not a good goal. The ball took a huge deflection. Deflection. If you look at the path of the ball without the deflection, it would have gone out for a throw. So I think it was a poor decision to try and kick the ball on that angle when he had players on the inside, which is part of the problem I have with Arbon. Whenever he gets past the players, he always tends to shoot instead of cutting the ball to the top of the box. So I personally, I don't think it was a big goal. I think how he dismissed the player was brilliant. In fact, if we are being fair, the sequence of play, if you remember it, was a brilliant free kick by Ronaldo Biggs of Racing that hit the underside of the bar. When that ball came into midfield, there was a Racing player that was fouled. And the referee never blew the whistle because it was such a quick counter. Right? So it could have been called back, But Arnett Gardens, that was a very good counter, but that was on the back of Racing, having a brilliant free kick. I don't know if you saw it, a brilliant free kick, right? That hit the underside of the bar and came back out. Yeah. There you go. All right. I like this one. It says decision making is one of the most important parts of football. Maybe the most important that can be improved to a degree, though. Yeah, I think so. Decision making is critical. Yeah. Jason says he scored a screamer in their first game, way better than that last one. Yeah, and he has the ability to do that. The thing is that ability comes in probably one every 100 game. I tell you what, a few seasons ago, you remember at Sabina Park, and Gardens in the penalty shootout, and he kicked the ball, the penalty that they found the ball out by Crossroads. Because he has a way of using power instead of accuracy, and he has to work on his finishing. Has to work on his finishing. But that racing team is a very good team. All right, very, very good team. But so I think the league overall is improving. I watched the Cavaliers game, and like I said to Mr. Speed, I called him, I thought like they were trying to build up the stats. Like he said that they're passing the ball, which is true. But when they were 2 up against Waterhouse, I'm not going to talk about Waterhouse today. They were just passing the ball like 10, 15 passes between Adrian Reed and Richard King and Leng at the back. And I'm thinking like, why are they doing that? It's almost like they're building their stats in terms of their passing accuracy. So when you go on Y Scout, you'll see that Richard King had a passing accuracy of like 99 because they made like all of these passes, bam, 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 and they were just passing the ball because Waterhouse was just sitting and allowing them to pass the ball, and nobody was pressuring them, and they would just knock it back and knock it back and knock it back and thing, and there's no progression. There's no progression. So I'm thinking like, it is obvious that this is stat padding, but prior to the red card and stuff, they were playing well. And I think there's a concerted effort on Cavalier to do well and to play well. All right. Dr. Dan, big up yourself, man. Long time indeed. Santini, the Saint. Oh. Yeah. You remember? Do you remember when Arnett? You remember when Arnett Gardens? What? Remember, man? And he had one of the penalties, and Arnett last time penalty kick out Crossroads. That's what the Arnett Garden fan tell me. They were so upset when the man kicked the ball from Sabina Park to Crossroads. They were so upset. Yeah. No, DW. I agree with Eagle Republic on this one. I don't believe it is. Keep the ball, they can win it. No, I believe that it is negative passing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, a goal is a goal. Hey, big up Coach Rudolph. You know, he's a new Manchester. He's a new Manchester coach, not Manchester United or Manchester City, because I know a whole lot of United fans are saying, woo, we get a new coach, we move from the Hag to Rudolph. No, Rudolph is a Manchester high school coach. Big up yourself, Coach Rudolph. You understand me? I think Donovan Ducky used to be there, so he's there now. A goal is a goal, yes, but sometimes you don't call it quality if it is not quality. All right? That's what I think. You don't call it quality if it is not quality. Yeah. Oh, somebody sending me the dismissal. No, I don't want to big up for sending that to me, right? No, but you know what? I need to find out if it is up and running. But I just felt like they must have been building it for it. So I need to check it out, Jason. But I believe it is up. I don't know if it is for the clubs, but I know that they have it and they're looking at it. So I don't know if you have access to it, maybe you can see it or find it, you know? And you realize, people, that because the surfaces are better, you're seeing the ball played on the ground a whole lot more. This is what good surfaces do. Now, they must make a decision about VAR. I saw CC putting this up earlier. That VAR surface and the whole look at the stadium, I think they need to do some work down there. Come VAR, do some work down there. That down there, so need to sort out. It need to sort out. Down have VAR need to sort out. I think Catherine Hall is a whole lot better. I know they were supposed to have a televised game and it didn't happen. I figured that maybe there's some lighting issue. The stadium itself, though, like the seating and stuff, lots of work. I know the Reggae Girls are supposed to, from what I'm hearing, supposed to play a game down there in November against South Africa. So hopefully them can fix those other issues there. But it needs some work. But it will be interesting to see where Mount Pleasant plays, because the Draxall field, I don't think it is in the best of condition, because all the schools in St. Anne, they use Draxall as your home ground. Mount Pleasant don't even train there anymore because of the amount of activities on it. And prior to that, they had Division 1, they had Major League. So the field has not gotten a break from the Premier League. Since the Premier League last year ended, the field has been used non-stop. Like every day, there's something on the field. Almost every day. Like close to 95% usage in terms of days. So I don't know where Mount Pleasant, I don't know if that surface there is conducive to good football being played. And I know they don't necessarily want to play up by the where the school is at. So they're probably hoping that they have away games. But the surface, man, the surface at Draxall, it needs to be, more attention needs to be paid to the care of that surface there. All right? Yeah, man, the biggest cup in history, Duckland. Yeah. All right. So that is we have spent 26 minutes. Like I say, you can call in and let me know what your thoughts are on that matter. The second thing I want to speak about is just this ongoing thing with schoolboy football and I have to big up some, because a lot of schools are doing well under the radar. And you notice I haven't been saying a lot about Mannings. But just go and keep it. But 5 games, 5 wins for Mannings. They basically are the winners of their group already. There are only 5 teams in the group and they have played them all, beat them all, and they have defeated Black River. I think they have only conceded, 2 goals. Excuse me, 2 goals, and scoring lots of goals. And but Glenmuir is one of those schools you need to look out for this year. I think Dintil chances, I think Dintil are going to have a rough time. Like, you know, you know what, Jason? Somebody understand what. Let me just make this point. I am wondering, right? How does a referee get assigned to a Dintil game? No, given what happened, and there's a marginal call, and it doesn't go against Dintil. How that happened? I think it will be so difficult, especially if the players involved in the altercation are on the field and there's a marginal call. What happens? I just feel like this is downhill for Dintil. I feel like this is downhill for them. Like, if you punch me or push me, and I believe that enough action was not taken, and I'm the 4th official, or I'm the assistant referee, and I'm the head referee, and I'm playing a game, and there's a marginal call, what happens? The decision, yes, what I mean? Call in and tell me what you think, people. If you're a referee, explain that for me. Explain that to me. Yeah, man. How about you look good, VJ? Yeah. You know that what happened is that, and this is what I've heard. I heard that, let me take Jason's point. I heard that Gowie actually jumped over a fence, but I understand that he was trying to prevent his teammates from getting involved in it. That's what I've heard. I heard that he was actually trying to quell things. Right? But this is why I want to take it to principals of schools. And we're having this discussion last week. And I strongly believe, people, that unless the principals begin to manage the sporting department of their school with greater levels of integrity, these things are going to persist. Because what we're seeing, is just like it's just because somebody videoed it. Because these kind of things happen with school youths and officials and their coaches and their teammates and on the school grounds on a regular basis. You understand? So the principals need to say, what is important to me? Erode my integrity for success in sport, or keep my integrity even if I don't get any success in the sport. Here is the truth. Do you know that Dintil, for several years now, have been dubbed the favorites and they have not won the Dakasta Cup? It's a serious issue. And so I believe the onus is on the principals. And here's what I'll say. If as a principal, you can't manage the amount of students in sport, stop it. Or don't play all of them. Because at the end of the day, I always say this. When it comes to leadership, everything rises and falls on the leadership. And because it is an ISA organized competition, and it is led by principals only, it is imperative that the integrity of the schools are upheld, because the leading kids, a youth should not go to a school and know that the principal and the administrators there are doing things untoward to get success. Because if you do that, how can you then sit in a classroom and teach them about being ethical and moral when you're compromising things to have them play sports so you can win? When those kids leave school, they're going to scam. When those kids leave school, they're going to say the way to get through in life is to cheat and do wrong. So I think the onus is on the principals. And I know schools who have pulled their teams from the competition, pull their schools, pull them from champs, pull them from the cricket competition, pull them from those things until a certain discipline is maintained in the school. And I will always say, that's one of the things I appreciate with the 1738. That's a Manning school. Because for the last 5 years, Mannings, right? Mannings could have had players who would have helped them. Even in the finals that they played, if they were looking at those things, could have included players. And they refused to, because it would compromise the integrity of the institution itself. So principals, you need to do more. You need to do more. You all need to do more. You know the kids who are not coming to your school and they're only coming there to play football. You know the kids who are not doing any classes, and you know the grades are being cooked up. You know the kids that people from your alumni, they buying their parents all kind of furniture, giving them all kind of monies so that they can come and play football. Principals, you need to do more. Whether it is football, whether it's track and field, whether it's cricket, whether it's netball, it matters not. These are lives at stake. Why you think we're producing scammers? We're producing scammers because sometimes the very sporting disciplines in school is scamming. That is it. So the same youth that you used to create the scam end up turning a scammer, and then you're asking why them scamming. DW, you want to get me in trouble, DW. I don't know what you're talking about, DW. You hear DW? Well, right? Eagle Republic says, Manins, I think principal ask a different question. What is legal versus what is ethical? There, listen, it must be legal, it must be ethical. As a principal, you cannot operate on what is legal, because there are some things that are right to do, but they are not wise to do. They're all within the legal confines, but they are not the wisest thing to do, because it sets a bad precedent. It creates a situation where the wrong lessons are being observed by a younger generation, and these are people that they look up to. KW says this, says, Manins, in reality, most of those decisions in most top schools, sports, are out of the principal hands. If we are to be honest, the Old Boys Association have bigger say in sports than they should. Hey, big point, listen up. So listen, I need a couple of persons to call. Maybe some Calabar man and some KC man. You know them school where you know the alumni, the old boys and the old girls. Big. Who makes the final decisions? Good point you're making, KW Media. Is it the principal, or it is the old boys who are corrupting the system? Who? Is it the principal or the old boys? I need to hear some people calling and talk to me. Come in, talk to me, people. Very big point. Very, very good question. Is it the old boys, or is it, yes, the principals? Very big point. Jason, careful of Jason, because you got the Calabar, you talk about KC. You know about KC, boss? The Calabar used to go. You know about KC? Leave KC business alone. You understand me? Let the KC men speak about KC. You come and tell the people what happens at Calabar, boss, and you leave KC alone. Leave that to Drew and DW and them, man. You understand me? At the end of the day, KW, the principal and the board, is accountable. Should be, all right? Where you say that? I am sure sports, the youth them are chop the line, because the government and the pastors are team them in their actions. A team them. What do you mean a team them? I don't know about I know about me, I don't know about, you know, pastors we are chop line, boss. In the true culture. You know pastors chopping line, are you just assuming? Eh? So I guess what eh? I guess what KW Media is saying. What he's saying is this. All right, Jason, you're a camp. I know. I mean, you did a few years at Campion. Who makes a decision at Campion? Sport. Is it the principal, the board, or the Old Boys Association, or the Past Student Association? Who makes a decision at the school where these things are concerned? So you're telling me the old boys can say this player must come to the school and the principal has no choice? No, I can't believe that. I think it is the principals. I need somebody from Woolmers. I need some Woolmerians. Okay. You said that Campion is an outlier. They don't care about sports. You mean the Campion don't listen? Campion in champs every year. Campion do well in football. You mean the Campion don't care about sports? Oh, come on. DW. They may not be as successful as these schools, but they are involved. They're involved in cricket. Campion is involved in every sport. Swimming. Every sports Campion is involved in. So I don't know what you're talking about. Management, I am older than dirt. Older than dirt. And this issue has been around for many, from my days. I remember in the 80s, Russies used to have players that teachers could pick out of a police. Huh? No, you can't you have confirmed them thing there, no. You have confirmed them thing there. What do you mean that them could pick them out a police lineup? When you talk about Eagle Republic, so I tell where they get the information from, man. I would be interested to know what the price to win the schoolboy football. It must be a substantial amount because it can't be bragging. No, it is. I think it is bragging rights. It's not money. Do you get money? I don't think you get any money for winning these things. You just get a trophy and bragging rights. All right, Jason. The principal and the AD. Okay. All right. This one says, man, the school is just like politics. The biggest donors have the biggest influence in decision. I don't know. Yes, sir. A pastor will tell the members of the church to pray when they got financial issues, but when they want money, they go to the members. What do you call that? Really? Tell me one pastor. Give me an example of a pastor where you know this. Or tell me a church. You have you ever seen this? Or you assume you go to church, the true culture? Are you just a hear? Are you just a assume? Are you just a think? Are you just a operate and hearsay? You experience this where a pastor come to you, right, and tell it to go and pray when you have financial issue. And when you want money, are you come to and ask it? You give me your example. Call me and tell me where you experience it. Because my time, I say some things and I go say no. Yeah. CC man them. CC, call in. Ask one of the CC man them. They have a culture of alumni strength, but Casey and JC with track. Okay. At Campion, all decisions are based on education. If the repercussions mean a student can't participate, then so be it. Same thing with Manning's boss. I have a footballer that like you have this adapter player thing at Manning's. And here's the issue. Here's what happened to him. What infraction? He can't play. Good young youth out of the school boss. And if he was there, man, instead of one, no way. All the old boys I said, give him a chance. No, sir. Right? Yeah. You understand me? So I don't know. I need to hear from some people, right? Me going Tivoli back in the days. We fight every day. I used to play rugby. Also, no bus want to pick me up. Jaja, it was crazy. Rev says you are so right, management. One school in Manchester football program is being run by the head of I refer Morris. I am not going to get involved in that one. I know you're talking. Yeah, just be careful now, you know. When you post about the neurosurgeon, you know, boss, because you may need brain surgery, and that's where you have to go to. So be very careful. I refer Morris, but I know which school. It's only one school down there operate that way, though, and everybody going to know who you're talking. anything football related that goes bad with Calabar, I'll blame. Leader, the man them say you are the problem why Calabar football team not doing so well. Oh jeez, boy. Leader, we must say no, leader was giving us some information. We don't agree, but he was accurate. Pastor always get, but yeah, man, a lot of people say, boy, pastors this and pastors that and pastors, and them don't have no experience like that, you know. Them just here. You understand me? Oh, with CC, yeah, with I think they're talking Clarendon College. Okay. Steve Buckner was the coach of Russies, and players were showed up in September and disappeared at the end of the Costa Cup season. The teachers at Russies had no idea who the Russians player were. Whoa. 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 But we have to deal with that, people. We have to this thing is crazy. We can't allow our young men and young women, and I see it happening in track and field as well. We can't allow them to continue down this. Principals, I call upon you to make strong decisions, and I see it every day. I see kids who are, I mean, you have to hold them to account. If you know that football is their thing, so listen, unless you step up, unless your behavior change, unless your grades improve, you're not going to play. And you work with the parents and you get that in there. And you help them along the way. I think some of the old boys them have too much say in the schools. The old boys them are going like say the school belongs to them. The school belongs to the students, not to the old boys. Some of the old boys them want to run the school. You understand me? The people say anybody them think could play no matter what the person reputation or behavior is that they're supposed to play, them supposed to run. No. Manis, what do you think of the allegation that the Dintil principal want to kick one of the youth who got suspended? Oh, okay. The Dintil principal was a referee, so maybe, he felt like he needed to defend, refereeing colleague. I don't know. 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 Yeah, but what I'm saying though, all right, what I'm saying, a lot of times I hear people say things about church, and I will ask them, have you ever experienced that? Right? And how many churches have you seen it? That is the thing, That is the thing. Yeah. Joseph Gray, warm down a Monroe. Would this behavior be tolerated at Bobo? Eh? Talk to me. Would it be? Does Monroe allow kids who not performing in school and have no discipline to play sport? Who runs the school? The principals are the old boys. Who runs Monroe? Talk to me. One thing I know is Wellington Road States. That I know. And I know it's God who runs Mannings. No old boy that run. Yeah, that I know. I know who run Mannings. And I know who runs States. There's an next school, me I will give them some credit to the name Petersfield. Petersfield withdrew a good team from the Costa Cup this season because some of them don't meet the grades. What on there? All right. Pioneer, call me there, come talk to me about down a Man Road. Because Pioneer is a good example, you know. Pioneer went to Monroe and good sportsman. But Monroe said to him, boss, you see, you're a pioneer. And up here, the principal is the pioneer. So you want to be a pioneer? Go pioneer down the steps. The principal said pioneer down the steps to pioneer. Because it's up here, the principal is the pioneer. And if you can't follow the pioneer, you can't stay here. So pioneer was sent down to steps to start him pioneering business because it never go up a manual. Because discipline must be maintained in school, boss. Big up yourself, pioneer. Yeah, big up yourself. Oh, and Wellington is a Monroe old boy. Yeah, Santini said Monroe don't operate like that. Yeah, man, I'm a pastor, man. I'm a pastor. Yeah, man, I'm a pastor, man. Yeah. Big up Soldier. Yeah, man. Eagle Professor, I'm giving away my age, but in my days, Zone A was Cornwall, Rossies, Mannings, Williamville, Yarcastle, Compre was new. Mobile Secondary was a feeder school for Rossies. Pure ball, no book. Cho. All right, so people. Hello. No, man, you can't go ahead. We're hearing you loud and clear. People, tell me we're hearing Pioneer now. I'm hearing you. I want to make sure the people hearing Pioneer. Pioneer, Nitro say you had Richard Staple for company. Oh, them say they're not hearing. Oh, hold on. No, they say, hold on. No, man. Here's what. They say they're not hearing you. We want to make sure they might hear you. So I am going to call you back. So I'll call you back right away. Hold on. All right, check. People, tell me if you're hearing me now. All right, so if you're hearing me, I'm going to call back Pioneer. All right, and then you can tell me. Something good. Pioneer.
Yeah, man.
Now you're loud and clear now. You're hearing
loud and clear.
All right, I am hearing loudly and clear. Good, yeah, man. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, so the related matter, to the matter at hand, man. Yes, the truth is that there are some institutions and people don't want to sound biased and I don't want to sound away, but there are just some institutions that the disciplinary level is far and away from others, and that is the truth, and that has been from for some time now in Jamaica. The truth is some of these institutions over time there have been some kind of an erosion in terms of the standard of discipline. But by and large, you just mentioned Monroe College. I just so happen to have like close friends who are I have a virgin of mine who was a police officer, Gladstone Seeley, who for a long time was a dean of discipline at Monroe. He is a sergeant of police, and he's a man who is a nonsense man. I remember a couple of years ago there was an issue with some of the young men who were told that they had to cut their ears to be a part of the school, and some of the footballers insisted that they weren't going to comply. And as a result of that, a lot of them were transferred. And these were some of the better players at Monroe at the time. So what people can't ignore, man, is that we're talking about schoolboys here. There can be no compromise when it comes on the discipline in our schools. No care the level of talent, no care how talented a youth can be, or you could have been modern or messy. The first order of business in our schools have to be discipline. What happened with the referee is unacceptable, man. I was on radio this morning saying, I can't understand a youth in the heat of a moment do something that is out of place and out of order, and may have a little bit more tolerance to that, even though there is no place to that, but have a little more tolerance to that. But when we hear say, even after the referee was removed from the situation, he was chased. He was chased by a mob, including the players. would have view for the what? So I was asking the question this morning. So what would have happened if they had caught up with the referee? Would we have been seeing a referee mobbed and killed? I'm sure from all indications and our reports, some persons on that mob was in possession of weapons.
Yeah,
So
that's what but yet we don't know that it was the schoolboys that had the weapons, though.
We heard that schoolboys is a part of the mob money. So the fact that if you are even not one of the carriers of the weapon, the fact that you're a part of the mob, if me I run you down mornings with someone who have knife and machete, then we know exactly what got me for catch up with you. So it's not like me, even though me not have no weapon on my hand, me look around me and see say a man have a machete beside me and a man have a ratchet beside me. Then me know say if I catch you, the more than likely I get chop and stab. So I say, so it is an unacceptable situation. Since I was on radio this morning talking about the situation, I've gotten about 4 or 5 different calls and texts. I've gotten calls and text messages from about 4 or 5 different persons. With different people who are coming up on different side of the argument. I heard from one person that the referee heard some insults at the players. I'm also hearing from a different source that the assistant coach from Dintil said that upon arriving at the game, while they were still in the bus, when it was observed that this was going to be a referee that was going to be doing the game, there were some bad-mouthed comments from some of the players, including the players who were involved in the scuffle. So obviously this might have been something that was brewing from even before the game started. So we don't know how truthful all of these things is. But at this stage, Mannings, when we call for, I'm going to run left a shorty. What this calls for Mannings? I think so whether it is the JFF, the Referees Association, or probably a combination of all 3 organizations need to come together and put a little panel together and have people come talk them truth and make we get all of the information and all of the
but
facts.
Here's a bigger issue I want to speak to, because a lot of these schools want to win. It's not like Monroe, who maybe the old boys are Monroe. If they don't win the DaCosta Cup, they probably only want to beat Stets, right? Because that is a rivalry. But like the old boys, like some people are saying, a lot of these schools, the old boys make the decisions about like the football team and the track and field team, and the principals really don't have any say. So these kids are in the school. How do you deal with that? Because
I said it at the beginning. I said it at the beginning. We have to be uncompromising. This is school children we are dealing with. There has been a great degradation in terms of discipline in our society on a whole. And it has filtered down our school. If we ever change it, we have to start back from another school because the youngsters are coming up. If youths can do this in a school and are allowed to get out with it, then what will happen when they become adults? This is an ugly reflection on the society, Bridget. We have to deal with it. Listen, if the Old Boys Association or whoever pump the money in the school, they help with or finance these sports program, if them can't say that if them can't conform to the standards of discipline being first, then to hell with them on the money. The principals have to make sure that they are in control of the school. The school is an educational institution first, managed. See, now while to endorse sport in other extracurricular activity as additional avenues for youths, see, to explore upon them talents and broaden them horizons. But the first other business that a school is an academic institution where discipline has to obtain, Bridget. We have to be uncompromising when it comes to discipline, when it comes to our youngsters, man. So that is, if there's any old boy or old girl or any past student association seeing who is willing to overlook behavior like this because of a student's talent or perceived talent, then the hell with them.
Yeah, and what people understand, Pioneers, that you're speaking from a place where you're at the prestigious Monroe, and you move to infraction way less than this.
Way less than that. I left school. I left Monroe College partly because of behavioral issues, which was far minuscule to this. Minuscule. And as a man who used to do sports myself, never been involved in anything like that. Represented my school with the greatest honor and joy and pride. But we understand that, and as I'm growing up as an adult and also having youngsters who are in sports. I have 3 sons, and my oldest son was a tracksman and a footballer at Cornwall College. And I as a father was uncompromising in my stance when it comes to discipline. So I understand it, Virgin, from all sides. And as I say, if there's any adult who is condoning of this, then boy, trust me, it's shameful on them. Saying we're not banishing or condemning the youngster for life. I am not for that. I think that discipline needs to be the order of the day. The youngster need to be penalized and punished.
Discipline need to be measured. It can't just be
Yes, but and alongside that there should be measures to kind of help him for fall back in line.
Yeah.
Me advocate for a 1 year ban from all football. I hear people talk about he should be banned from Dakar Stock Up or schoolboy football, but be allowed to play senior football. I'm not for that. I think if he's banned from schoolboy football, he should be banned from club football. Since I advocate for a 1 year ban across the board, and then we can put whatever measures into place to say, listen, you this and that, you need to do this, you need to do that. You register another program there. See, because at the end of the day, this is a youngster who is talented. See, and we hope that same talent can guide him through life where him stay out of problems. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are these youngsters? Well, there's one particular youngster, but there are more than one youngster who's involved in this situation. But the main person, I hope said, and me here at Virgin yesterday that spoke about just the kind of guidance and counseling where them youth are at this volatile stage. Mannings, we all know so when we're at 16 and 17, I start get a little hype and attention in school. We feel like we know everything. We feel like we are it. Seeing, but we are adults now and see the pathway where life take will come, brother. We know when we look back now and realize that age and stage, we never know nothing, not even 10% of what life is about. You see me I say? So as adults now, we can't be condoning a certain things, Virgin. We have to guide youngsters, seeing along a path that is going to be helpful and healthy for them when them grow up through society. See me I say?
Yeah.
So we can't see nobody a condone this, Virgin. See me I say? We have to go run it for money.
Yeah, man,
actually, they want alignment standard deal with
yeah, man. All right,
and big up to everybody on the I Am Show platform, said speak.
Respect. All right, yeah, man. All right, Pioneer. Big up. All right, so that was Pioneer. Well said, right? We agree. You understand me? We have DJ Dean Brown. What's going on, my brother?
What's up? Go on. Blessings.
Blessings every time.
Yeah, look
you ever shout out the gospel station and tell the people that we are mix the gospel music and so all of the believers them can come here.
Fire. I don't believe it's more to come, man. It's more the unbeliever to come, the non-believer to come. Those who are always, saying something negative to us, my Lord and Savior.
You talk true culture. True culture. Are you the one come for the true culture?
Look here. We're blessing to all of the listeners and the platform. And again, commendation on your continuous excellence in your presentation, sir. Awesome job. Yeah. And your advocacy. Love it. And I've heard, I can remember, I think a year ago, almost 2 years now, you did a quite similar show like this, and a similar type of topic about where we call it now, the borders need to be drawn, where who are students, what age group they need to be participating in high school sports.
Coming out of the pandemic, listen, I know players who are on most wanted list playing schoolboy football. Play. Some of you wonder police never all did see them and know. Man and change up them. Some of you I don't understand how them thing have been at school.
It won't be understandable. It won't be something that we understand, man. And everything that Pioneer said just now, I am in full support of that. Because these are the youngsters who we need to still have an impact on, that it's not too late to make a change. So we can't throw them to the side and give them so strict and harsh punishments where there's no comeback to combat, because we know what the streets will have for them. We know what is out there for them. And once they get pushed to the side, they just continue on a particular path that makes them feel like this is the only way that they need to go, which they're too young for that. Anybody period. But we want to get the youngsters them. But this is a systematic thing that we have to address throughout the entire nation. And we see how indiscipline has robbed us. The culture that we use, the rich culture that we used to have, the high standards of excellence that we used to maintain as Jamaicans. We see how indiscipline has been robbing us of those qualities that we used to have and what we've been known for over the years. And there needs to be a systematic change across the entire nation where schools need to set a standard, what the age group level is supposed to be for participation in certain sports. Yeah.
This player is actually going to be 16, you know? So it's not like he's an 18 or a 19-year-old, what you said, like a school kid, but an adult. This is, I think, just turned 16, you know.
Just turned 16, yeah. But I'm not speaking specifically about him in general, but this bringing across a whole wider aspect that needs to be tackled and dealt with on a systematic level. We need to know we need to have a systematic level of what the academic performance needs to be for children entering into certain sports. And they need to know that the first thing that school is there for is for learning, not for sports. Sports is an extracurricular activity.
And then what happens is that I hear people always talk about, but what about those in All Together Sing? What about those in this club and that club? What I'll say to them is that what All Together Sing, I've never heard about any indiscipline in All Together Sing with the schools participating. So you can't apply the same measure for track and field and football to All Together Sing. To All Together Sing, because you don't have those issues there. And so sometimes we make these comparisons that are, it don't make any sense. These are the areas, the track and field, the cricket, and the football, the netball to a lesser extent, but predominantly I'd say track and field and football is where we have these issues and where you're probably going to have the highest level of talent and participation. So there, like I said, there has to be measures put in place, and then you have exception to the rules. So you have a child who's a slow learner. You allow them because you understand by diagnosis their mental situation. But it cannot be anyone can. And then you create a rule to facilitate everybody. The rule should be, listen, certain level of grades, certain level of discipline, and then we make exemptions for specific kids with specific conditions. That is what I think it should be.
When you spoke about this, and again, this was about 2 years now, almost, if not more, but within a time frame. These are things as we have these discussions. We need to have these type of things in a process of implementation. There needs to be some policies and some things brought to whatever governing body to say, look here, we need to address these things. We cannot just be speaking about them and then nothing, because if we had spoken about it back then and some level of implementation or process was going on, some of these things could be avoided. We're not saying that overnight these things are going to be eradicated and completely fixed, but we need to start implementation on some level, because we're using these things too much for entertainment purposes, and we're just so full and focused on entertainment that we're neglecting the persons and the personnels and the degradation of the persons themselves. Because to how we treat schoolboy football, let's stick to the football for right now. So we treat schoolboy football, we think we have some brilliant superstars out there, even out of the high schools being thrown all over the globe into these big clubs, but that is not the case. So if they're not being made it, they're not making it on the sporting level, on the highest level. What's next? Our education, which is what they're primarily supposed to have been there for. And we're falling way behind for the entire Caribbean where it comes to education as well. So this is not just something that is impacting our sports, it is impacting our culture and the reputation of our people throughout the entire society. And we need to get a handle on this.
Yeah.
This needs to be addressed. So we need to, all of this bragging rights and things, brethren, we as adults know we have more understanding now than we have back then. And we need to apply those understanding that we have now. It is not bringing them anywhere. Look at superstar and high-profile footballer we know from back then, and what they become now. Where are they now? The majority of them.
Yeah, and some people are saying
right across the board with sports.
Some people are saying it starts at home, which is true.
Yes.
But we know
But
that
but
there's a
remember now, too,
deficit in
man, is
parenting as well. So you can't
there you go,
like,
because I can
so
remember
let's
you
not create
mentioned that
like,
before.
yeah, so let's not create like an excuse so we can have an excuse. In other words, the fact
Mhm.
that we already can acknowledge that there's poor parenting, it means that then,
Mhm.
at least in the school, like we can't say, well, the parenting is poor, so we are going to walk away from our duties. No, we're going to do our duties
Mhm.
in spite of the poor parenting. And that is it.
That's right. And we are the same ones as the entertained population. Know that these issues, as we just brought up a while ago, that they're parenting issues, we are the ones who should be guiding those youths, those same ones who have lack of parenting at home, that we are the same village who's going to guide you into making a righteous and being a better man or a better woman for yourself and for the entire community. We need to understand that wearing any badge, any crest, whether it's a school sports, a club sport, a national team, wearing and representing any crest comes with certain privileges and certain responsibilities. And we have to teach that from now. You can't just
Absolutely.
go into representation without a level of discipline. Because when you wear a badge, you're carrying a group of persons on your shoulder. And whether on the field or off the field, you're representing this group of people. So
Yep.
the ignorance and entertainment that we constantly go down this path year after year, it is constantly getting worse, Bertrand, and our society is showing the repercussions of those poor choices.
Yeah.
Where are we now compared to where our Caribbean brothers and sisters used to be when it comes to education? We are way behind.
Yeah.
You see it. So we need to address these things, Virgin, and from a different level, a tactical level, and a policy and principles putting in place to start broad brushing across the nation. These are the expectations that we are having of children in participating in sports and academics. These are what the academic achievements needs to be. This is what their discipline needs to be. And if they're having any difficulties, as I mentioned, with learning we're having in the schools, these particular programs are these set of teachers who are targeted to targeting these slow learners to help them along the way so that when they do leave school, the primary objective is for them to be functional adults going into the society. Not because of their skills and their prowesses that they have on the pitch or wherever.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
comes secondary.
All right.
Big up in
Yeah,
yourself,
man.
man. I go and
Big
tune
up,
into the
man.
show, man.
Yeah, man. All right.
Jesus to me. King. I
All
care
right.
who. He's a king.
All right, my boss. All right. That's DJ. DJ can check him out, Big gospel DJ out there. You understand me? So let me just get this one, people. All right. Lee, I'm going to get to you before I leave. I have around 10 minutes left because Arsenal is playing and I don't play when Arsenal is playing. You know how is that? I watch it every day. All right. So, Christopher, right? You think stopping a player from playing? And Soldier, your cast used to be in zone A. You hear? Man, is you think stopping a player from playing because I think does not make the grade will help the player to work harder? How you help those students? So I am saying the standard should be high and you make exception. The standard cannot be low and then you don't make any exception. The standard should be high. And where you have kids, because there are many kids going into our high school system who have learning disabilities, but they are very good at track and field or good at football or cricket. I am saying those kids, you are going to create a system that allows them to play because you have diagnosed their mental learning challenges. All right, that's one way to fix it. So you set a high standard in terms of what they must matriculate to in terms of grade, and then you create exception to the rule. All right, that's one way. Here's the second thing: if there is a child who doesn't want to do school but wants to play football, that's fine too. Nothing is wrong with that. Let them be in an academy. I let them go to a Premier League team at 17. Why are they staying in school? So the issue I have is this: a young man or a young woman want to stay in school until they're 19 years old, but they don't want to do schoolwork because they want to be professional athletes or footballers. No, if you want to be a professional footballer and you don't want to do schoolwork, then at 16 you're going to a professional football environment and begin to harness your skills there and leave the school system. If you are a track and field athlete and you believe that this is where you want to dedicate your career, you have no interest in doing schoolwork, then go to MVP or Racers or Sprint Tech or one of those clubs and join them. But don't go in the school system and don't want to do schoolwork. That is the issue I have. No, it should be compulsory up to a certain age. Up to 16, compulsory that you see in school. You see, after that, you should be allowed to leave and go play football if you want. If that is what you want to pursue and you don't want to do anything. But don't stay in school and don't do what school is asking you to do. That is my position where that is concerned. That is my position. Because I do believe that there are some kids, they are not going to be good at schoolwork. But they are very, very talented. They are very good high jumpers. Let them go to MVP or Racers. They are very good footballers. Let them go to Phoenix. Our Cavaliers are Mount Pleasant. Our Kingston Football Academy. Our ballers. Get them in an academy where they can focus on football and develop their talent. Because they're not going to play enough in school to get better anyways. And this is part of what I think parenting needs to come in, because many people, like I still believe that a lot of us in Western society, and I'd say even in Jamaica, let me speak to Jamaica, we are still controlled by slave master operation. What do I mean by that? Let me tell you this. So all of us believe that everybody must go to school, graduate, go to university, graduate, and then get a job. That is the pathway most people have for their kids. That is not the only pathway in life. You don't have to be a high school graduate to be great in life. You don't have to be a college graduate to be great in life. Which college Messi graduated from? Which college did Cristiano Ronaldo, which university Cristiano Ronaldo went to? How many degrees Usain Bolt has? So there are multiple examples. Asafa Powell. How many degrees they have? So there are multiple examples of people who are successful in life, who never went through the formal schooling system. So you can create a pathway for your child that they don't have to go through the formal schooling system and still become successful in life. But we have 433 presser live online.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Bless up. Kind of want to speak on the schooling issue, right? For a lot of the experience, right? I agree. If the child does not want to go to school, then they find somewhere else in them, right? Because it's a waste of time, it's a waste of space, and it's added pressure on teachers, because a lot of these students, they create a lot of problems for teachers, right? And especially when they're not doing the schoolwork. However, when I was going to high school, right, I've seen cases where the school will get certain players for DACA stuff up, right? I know that the season done, man, you know about the student them. The coach asks, what is you today? He stop from school because he only come school for play football, and the school would have like incentivized them to an extent. So when the season is finished, the incentive is done as well. It's not for the full year.
You went to high school in Jamaica, Presser?
Huh?
What them say never go to high school at Jamaica?
Well, enough people, some are Jamaican, some don't know them. Go ask them.
So you went to high school? You went to high school in Jamaica? Oh yeah, you went to Bellier. Yeah. You went to Bellier, no?
So I beat up school from where they beat up just that school there. But anyways,
but Bellier not operate like that though, man. Bellier, no man, Bellier
man, Bellier not operate like that. So I think it also depends on the school, because with Bellier they never have a certain passport.
Then presser your example not correct then, because you say you have seen. You can't see that, presser. How you see that you not going to school?
I'm telling you had students. When we used to go to school, we not feel like no man on the school thing did done, right? nobody never like really failed them subjects or anything like that. But I've seen cases where I had students that come to the school for football, and when the Dakar Cup season for us was finished, like we never make it through the
Bellier? That's not Bellier?
Yes.
No, man, me not believe that, boss. Me know Bellier, boss. You must see, mad, I be a rich people used to go Bellier. Unless last week that or last month. I be a rich people go Bellier, boss. You have to go to school. You have to Bellier. Bellier? Yeah, man, I be a rich people go Bellier, boss. Bellier. No, boss.
Maybe the prep school, but then the high school, I get that. But I'm telling you, I've seen it with my 2 eyes. So one come to the school and play that Cup, and when we never make it to the next round, you know, see what the man them again.
The man them probably gonna foreign because normally Bellier people them migrate, boss.
Yeah, man, it's not go to school when I'm there. You see, like some people used to go to school. So I'm telling you, like I've seen.
Yes. You want them say if you're sure a Bellier,
it might not be a lot, right? But I've seen cases where individuals they come to the school for football purposes, and when the season, well, we never make it to the next round, they come to school, which I don't think that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, if you want to play football, I think you should find some other pathways in terms of where you can play football and get up and attend school, because you're taking up space for other individuals that probably want to come to the school for a greater purpose that is not sports. You know what I'm saying? And I think the schools, in terms of schools, right? When you look at, like, I'm speaking about my part, when you look at the Carrick College, Manchester High School, and these type of schools, you know, these schools have a certain what would you say? They have a certain image that they need to keep intact, right? And that is on the academic level. So there's also a balance that schools across the island must maintain in terms of you have to have a certain pass mark to play for the respective teams when you participate in certain competitions. It shouldn't be the case where the emphasis is more on sports and less on the academic side of things. Because for a country like Jamaica, when you look at like the literacy rate and all this type of stuff, a lot of children in Jamaica
when you went to Bellier, it wasn't a private school, boss.
No.
Oh,
it is private. They might be. It is still private.
Boss. You make me not want to believe you in a boss because I just the other day Bellier turned public in a boss. Before that Bellier a private. Me know Bellier. Yeah.
But it's public, but then it's still have like a private thing where if you don't want to come there, that the sense they could afford, isn't it? But when I was
so when you were there, it was public, but
yeah, but if say I'm gonna come from foreign, then you would have to pay the private money. It wouldn't be like public. I remember some money for a keys at I think I think that's what I said. So yeah. So when I was going there, it was public. So what I'm saying now, man, is, you know, schools in Jamaica.
Yeah, man, from Manchester. What are they? Manchester. 2 people from Manchester. One says once Bellier was for the elite only, not anymore, right? The other one says, Manins, I can't see a Bellier press ago. Manins, if you don't have money, you can't reach Bellier school gate.
Well, the first comment I read was correct.
Okay.
I think in 2013, 2014, when the man with name when he did the People's National Party, Ronald something, the education minister for me.
Ronald Tweet.
Yeah. I remember when I just went there, that's when it just turned public.
Oh, it turned public, yeah. Maybe it's true. In that time, for real, it probably turned public.
The school and the basic school is still
private. Okay.
You know,
Okay.
So I'm saying when you look at Jamaica in terms of the education system, right, and the pass mark for certain subjects, I think we have to place more emphasis on education at these respective schools, especially the failing ones. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes out to basic mathematics and English. You know what I'm saying? So I think there has to be a balance in terms of academics.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I just, just question that. But I see somebody asking, which is just hold on, person. What is the pass mark to be in the choir? What I'm saying is that we don't have proof that the people in the choir are misbehaving. We don't have any proof that the people in the choir are failing. What we see is that there are multiple young men and young women who do track and field and play football who are not doing well educationally. So and there's a lot of indiscipline in those things. So that is why I don't think the choir argument is fair, because we don't have any proof that the people in the choir are giving problems in schools. We have proof that the footballers over the years cause problems in multiple schools, and how they operate is different. I don't know that people are going around buying parents stuff so that the kids can come and sing for a school. I don't know that. I don't know if people are transferring to sing and choirs. I don't know that. I don't know that that is happening. We know it is happening for track and field and football. That is why we are dealing with it. Go ahead, Presser.
And let me say this, man. You say I don't want to put too much pressure.
Somebody said that Uncle Phil was the principal when he went to Bel-Air.
No, man. They want later one expert on this guy from the Miss McCarthy and this guy used to, I think was a farmer principal.
You know Uncle Phil?
No. When I was going there, when I just went there, it was Miss McCarthy, and then when I was leaving, it was this the former principal from
Carlton used to be there when you got here.
Carlton Rowe.
I forget his surname, but Carlton is his name, and then Jeffrey used to be like the chef.
Yeah, I know Jeffrey. The principal now, I think it's Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is the principal now. And then when I was leaving, it was Mr. Rowe. I think it was the former principal at Mile Gully, I believe. And then before him was this lady, Miss McCarthy. But
just the person don't get nothing one go at it. So we keep going.
But let me tell you. You see, I don't want to place too much pressure on schools in terms of like the education aspect, right? Because at times there's so much and no more teachers can do to get some of these students to focus and get them to the homework and study for exams. I remember when I was in grade 7 and I was on the football team, my grades were not good. And my mother tell the teacher, say, listen, if he does not step up in his grades, then we're going to take him off for the football team. I think she also told the coach, and it did affect me because obviously we want to play football, whatever the case is, and I had to get my grades up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my mother was unique in the sense that education was more important than the football itself or sports in general, where a lot of these students, they come from households where they don't really have that type of support or have somebody looking over them in that sense. So it's like them go home, them not to do homework, them not to study, and if the school is not placing emphasis on getting good grades or whatever the case, they continue to represent the schools and different in different sporting activities. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the schools are really them hands tied in terms of what they can do for some of these students, to get them on track.
Good point. Somebody asked even Wilder man.
Yeah, man, I did in the guidance course with Wilder man. He suspend one time,
You get suspended from Bel-Air?
Not expelled, suspended.
You get suspended from Bel-Air, boss?
Yeah, man, you get that. Yeah, he suspended me too.
All right, big up yourself, Big up yourself. You made some good points. I see that they resent the red card for your player.
Yeah.
Ashley was in your class?
Who?
Ashley.
I know if Ashley made know what you got to still know.
Banks.
I know one girl with the name Ashley Watson. She was in my class.
Oh, maybe you don't know Ashley Banks, though.
Ashley Barnes.
Banks.
Mikey Barnes, not that.
Mikey Barnes, that one in your class.
No. No,
Banks.
Ashley Banks, no, sir.
All right.
Big up still.
Big up yourself. All right, that's Presser of a virgin, we know on the rampant Presser. Presser don't know what I'm going to do. Not try to trouble Presser. Presser don't realize it. I don't know, Presser don't get the joke. When he come up and him see the comments, he won't figure out. Hey, Jason, Presser going to come for you in the group, You see, you give him a hard time. Listen, people, stop comparing choir with we can speak because we know if you go back to the 70s, footballers would play football and not go to school. We know that is why the rules were made for football. If the same thing was happening with choir, they would make rules for the choir. They would make rules for the choir, but there are no such things happening with the choirs in the schools and school challenge quiz. There's no such thing happening. So they don't need to say, well, can you imagine you have to have a certain pass mark to be in school challenge quiz? They would all pass it. So they don't do that. But over the years, football has caused a problem. And therefore, rules have been put in place because of the problems in football and in track and field. Like I said, people don't get transferred from school to school and all of those things. Back in the days, they say, boy, I buy them money if I come to school. I buy them money. You don't buy people to come and play drums and keyboards and guitar and sing alto and tenor and soprano and falsetto. You don't. So it's two different things. And soldier, stop running down the people. Your castle used to be in zone A, soldier. You have all one time when all Monroe used to be in it. Come on, soldier, man. All right. But people, Mr. Lee, but I don't know when, but I'm going to Mr. Lee. One more, yeah. Answer Mr. Lee. I don't even know what to tell. Mr. Lee is supposed to give us something. People. All right. This is Joe and Jason. Remind me tomorrow, right? You have to take us the money's money. Promise the people a show. Do a show. All right, please, because I have to run now. Arsenal game about to start. And I need to give Lee the information he wants. Yeah, but Judah K. Obviously, you have to have a certain mark to be in school challenge quiz. That is clear. So they wouldn't need to set a pass mark for it. Because you'd want to believe that if you're on your school challenge quiz, you're probably average pretty high in school. Yeah, man. So people, listen, big up. Listen, hit the like button before you go because I have to run. Arsenal going to play. You know that I'm Arsenal through and through. Really, listen, love all of you, you know. You understand me? Love all of you. Bless up on yourself, people. Love and appreciate all of my viewers, all of my subscribers, all the one that will cost me sometime. You understand me? Big up to every person who called in. Good show. You understand me? Hey, I just love when the comment section. Oh my God, like no animosity. Yeah. Big football analyst who says he's always talk with common sense, yet the proven said racing is going to be relegated. Who said that? Who said? Me said? Oh, Jesus. What's him talking? Never seen. Oh, big up unseen, you know. Kebran Masala, man. I'm leave you unseen. I get to that. You know, Bangarag, you know. Look, people, I am management this a bit. I am sure sports. Please hit the like button before you go. Subscribe and share if you have not done so yet. You understand me? Enjoy the rest of your day until we meet again tomorrow. All right? You have yourself a blessed day and continue to be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.